Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I'm taking a look at a game called Loot Hero, and this is a game by TP. So this is a game that is available on PC, and I think it might be available on iOS and Android as well. I'll double check that and probably link in the description to where you can purchase on those, but I'll definitely link to where you can purchase on PC. And I believe the game is like $4 or $5. It's not very expensive. But yeah, I'm going to jump in here and show you what's going on, and I'm probably not going to play for too long here. I've actually played for quite a bit on my first save file, but I'm just going to start a second save file here, maybe play for like 10 or 15 minutes. So, a legendary dragon is haunting the lands, towns are set ablaze, and its magic power resurrects the evil creatures of the world. A hero is needed to travel to the corners of the lands and slay the beast to restore peace. So, we get our start screen here, and we've got 5 levels. Alright, so no more after that, at least for now. And we can't go on to the next level until we finish this level. So, let me see what the help gives us. Perfect. So, we're going to use our mouse to move, we're going to run into enemies to attack, and we're going to pick up loot, health, and vulnerability potions, and then running back or replaying previous levels to grind and loot is essential to defeating harder enemies. And that will become important. So, and it gives us that again anyways. So this is it's a very, very simple game, right? And that's not a bad thing. So, this is the gameplay. I'm just clicking the right side of the screen, and we can collect money and then purchase new things. So like, say, maybe I want to purchase more attack this time. And this, I mean, this game is not going to be for everyone. Obviously, I mean, just looking at it, looking at how it plays, I think that's pretty obvious that it's not necessarily for everyone. That being said, this really appeals to me in particular, because I was a big fan of Cookie Clicker, right? And I'm sure lots of people know what Cookie Clicker is by now, and I was one of those people that spent like way too many hours playing Cookie Clicker. Even though, you know, Cookie Clicker is a super simple game, and that's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with being a simple game, but this is really a game that is only lengthened by kind of, I mean, you do the same thing over and over, and that's not bad. You do the same thing over and over to get more money so that you can raise your skills, and basically do the same thing over and over, but better. If that makes sense. So like what you saw there is, instead of moving on to the next level, I moved back to the woods again, because the level that I'm at and the skills that I've got right now, I'm not going to be able to beat the second level yet. And I know that from experience because I tried on my first save. So what I'm doing is I'm going and basically raising my skills up some more by grinding this first level out again. And that is, I mean, it even gave it in the help section. That is definitely something that you will have to do in order to progress. And, you know, I'll probably run through the first few levels here. What I'm doing here at first, though, is kind of just grinding up a couple levels, raising certain skills a little bit higher. I tend to prioritize attack and defense over the other two. I mean, critical's good. Critical just raises your percentage chance to get a critical, and speed raises your speed. But attack and defense are super important to kind of keep progressing here. But, I mean, that's basically how the game works. So, you know, next is kind of my typical kind of art analysis, and you know, that also includes, of course, the music. I like the music a lot, actually, and it's pretty nice, just kind of like fantasy-inspired soundtrack, and I think it sounds pretty good. You know, I don't really have any issues with it. I think it fits the game alright, and then I like the sounds as well. And even though, like, you hear them a lot, I haven't found them to be kind of like grating or get distracting or tiresome, you know. I generally enjoy the sound design on the game, and in terms of the art, I actually really enjoy the art a lot. You know, it's pretty pixelated, and you know, of course, I mean, it is pixel art, but I mean that by, like, there isn't necessarily like a ton of details, if that makes sense. What's interesting is it looks like the stuff in the background is a little more detailed, maybe, than the stuff in the foreground, which is kind of interesting. But I think it all looks great. I think it all works well together. And you know, it lends itself to the game basically, because the music and the art are fairly simple, and that's good because it works well with the game, which of course is also fairly simple. But you know, we are just going to grind a few more levels here. I might see if I can get through the first 5 levels before ending the video. We'll see. Because these do, as you saw, I almost died there, so I probably need to grind this level out once or twice more before moving on. But you know, this is, I mean, this is how they get you with this game. It's not about just running through the game as quickly as possible. It's about continuing to, you know, raise your skills over and over. And you know, lots of games have been doing this lately, and I think it works. And I think really one of the shining examples was Cookie Clicker. You know, but there's also been things like Rogue Legacy kind of did the same sort of thing with it, and it started to become more and more common with games like this, is to have like really, really good, solid core gameplay that's easy to do for the player, and then kind of reward the player for doing that over and over. And I think that's really interesting from a game design aspect, and personally I like it a lot. I tend to get sucked into these games, especially like I find myself, you know, maybe before bed or something, I'll sit and I'll just play this for like 15 or 20 minutes. And that was kind of what I did with Cookie Clicker as well. It was kind of like a wind down at the end of the day kind of game. And you know, I think there's just as much place for that as there are for games that, you know, tend to take a little more concentration. But you know, one of the things I really like about this actually, and this is another thing that's been done lately, is it's kind of basically, like, in my opinion, the fun parts of an RPG kind of distilled down into just those parts, and just those parts really fast. And I like that a lot. There was another, I can't always remember exactly how the name works, but it was basically called Half Minute Hero. There was some long subtitle to that, but it was kind of a similar concept to this. It was an RPG done in, you had 30 seconds, right? And that included like leveling up and collecting items and all that. And that's, you know, that's what this feels like. It's basically an RPG format, but done on really kind of small scale, really kind of bite-sized pieces, and I think that is super cool. So I'm going to try and take on the volcano here and see where that gets us. So, you know, like I said, I mean, the art is, you know, the art's good, the music is good, but where this game really shines is the design, because it's made in such a way that I just feel like really drawn in to keep playing. And so far, that is what I've found myself doing, is, you know, if I'm taking a break from something, or if I'm like watching a TV show, I'll turn on Loot Hero and play along while I'm doing something else. And I think that's awesome. So yeah, there we go, I killed the dragon. But that doesn't mean this is like a full complete play of the game, because it gives us this screen here. Congratulations, you have slayed the dragon 1 time. Now the real challenge begins. New difficulty levels have been unlocked, enemies have grown stronger, enemies drop more loot and XP, you can now choose levels freely, slay the dragon again to advance to the next level. So, you see we're now on difficulty 6, and if we go to the achievements, there are actually like, slay the dragon on difficulty 50, and 25, and 10, so right? And then reach level 100 for our character, stuff like that. 10,000 enemies, beat a level in under 15 seconds, You know, so there are definitely more things to do, which I think is super cool. And that's, you know, that's kind of where the game shines and where the game has some staying power. Is it's not just about getting through 5 levels and being done, it's about seeing kind of how overpowered you can get, which, like I said, was kind of the basis of things like Cookie Clicker and Rogue Legacy, and I think this fits in with that style of game very well, and personally I enjoy it a lot. Like I said, it's not for everyone, but I know there's a good subset of people that do enjoy this kind of gameplay, and we're big fans of the other games that I mentioned, and will probably be big fans of this as well. So I definitely recommend this if you are looking for, you know, like I said, kind of in my opinion, the best parts of an RPG, but just like brought down to just those parts, and just those parts done really fast, because I think this does that very, very well. I like it a lot, and like I said, I think you will too. So like I said, I will have links in the description, and I really recommend that you go pick this up for whatever platform you desire. Like I said, I've got to double check and put in the description, but I believe this is also on mobile platforms, but we'll see. Anyways, I definitely think that this is worth picking up, like I said. So that is where I'm going to wrap this episode. So as always, feel free to comment if there's anything that you would like to comment on. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos every single day, and if you liked my video on Loot Hero, please consider clicking the like button, because that could help me out a lot, and I appreciate everything that you do to help. So with all of that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.